Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Hannah Wallace. Joining me is Kam Chana from Temenos, and we're going to be talking about customer engagement. Kam, thank you very much for joining me.
Hi Hannah, thank you very much for having me.
So firstly, why is customer engagement so important in the context of digital banking?
Well, customer engagement is hugely important, but it's worthwhile just trying to understand what it actually means, because it's another buzzword that's gaining pace out there, so probably worthwhile just unpacking that a little bit. And what we're finding is that customer engagement is more than just the art of creating a really cool app, possibly for millennials, and throwing it out there and seeing what happens. It's actually the entire holistic customer experience from front to back. It's really responding to how customers are engaging with all of the other apps they use every day, with Facebook and Instagram and Uber and WhatsApp. And that, in fact, is one of the biggest drivers, because customer expectations have changed. And they've taken a fundamental sea change in how people are engaging with technology. So what that means is that when they then go to their banks, they're wondering why they're not having the same easy experiences, why it doesn't feel personal, why it isn't simple and easy, and ultimately why it doesn't feel like a human experience. Why is it that they still feel like they're dealing with a very old world bank? So customer engagement is all about responding to the way that customers are engaging with technology today and expecting to do their everyday tasks, their jobs to be done. The other part of it, the other part of the equation, is the fact that technology has changed fundamentally. There's a big drive towards open banking with open APIs. PSD2 is an obvious catalyst in that story. And that means that the banks no longer have a choice other than to move forward and take advantage of all those emerging technologies. The combination of those two is actually quite powerful, which means that banks today have so many options in how they move forward and create that engaging customer experience. And data is really at the heart of that.
And in your experience working with banks, what are their strategies around data?
Well, given everything I've just said, you'd think there'd be lots of exciting things going on, but sadly, a lot of organisations are in the same space where they're really having to harmonise and automate and standardise their architecture. There's a real focus on technology and architecture being the bigger problem. But as we know, and we've heard at the conference this morning, the bigger problem is actually culture and thinking in a different way and approaching the problem in a different way. There's some brave organisations out there who are doing something fundamentally different. They are experimenting, they're trialing, they're using design thinking to really focus on the areas where they can create that customer engagement, that personal, simple human experience for their customers by becoming data-driven and enabling their organization to be data-enabled, by creating connected experiences using the data, and ultimately creating that engagement, which means that customers can do what they want via whatever channel they want, when they want it, how they want it. And that's the most important piece of progression that we're seeing in a lot of banks today.
And finally, how would you recommend banks change their approach to data?
Well, I think it's a lot more of being focused, so using design thinking to really understand the problem, the customer problem, what are the challenges customers are facing, but also using design thinking to understand the opportunity where they can start to use data to create those opportunities. I mean, design thinking isn't the magic pill either, so there's different ways of working. Design thinking will help organizations get focused on what data do they need to deliver that experience. The other side of it is the speed with which they approach this. And there is so much technology out there that will enable them to move much faster and at greater scale. So one of the concepts we've been looking at and we're co-creating with our clients is the concept of a single brain. So taking the old world of CRM and dragging it into the current paradigm, and the new world of CRM really being all about a single real-time experience, so responding in real time to an individual and their behaviour, not just a cohort or a demographic. And that's a fundamental shift in how you approach your users, your customers. You're now creating one-to-one experiences in real time and across whatever channel the customer chooses to engage with you via. And there's not a lot of organisations doing that. So this is actually new space right now, which is very exciting.
Kam, this has been great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.